Hi, another episode of Lay the Draw. What day is it today? Wednesday, the 30th of March. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Here's the current situation with the simulator on the BF Bot Manager. Today's the big day when the license expires at 10 to 11 tonight, so I'll get the remainder of today and tonight's games. And I think I'll just take the plunge and go for a year and see how we get on for a year. I did do something about, I saw something about Betfair Charges where if you're using the API calls a lot you can get charged, but I think I haven't looked into it in any great detail. I should probably do some more homework. I'll just play that by ear as it happens if I do get charged at all. I think you get 5,000 API calls an hour or something, and I looked on this software and it doesn't quite reach that by the looks of it. I'm not sure. So it could be a disaster in that respect. Anyway, I'm going to take the plunge. Like I say, I think it's about 120 quid for the year, so it works out 10 quid a month, whereas if you pay monthly it's £30. The only caveat on what I've just said there is I think there might be VAT involved as well, so that'll up the prices by another 20%, which isn't great, but I'll let you know when I do that. It'll probably be tomorrow now. I'll probably just let it all run down tonight and then go for it tomorrow, or even the 1st at the start of a sort of new quarter, new year, new financial year kind of thing. Anyhow, let's get on to the strategies. As you can see, 1, 2 my no exit strategies. One turned out to be doing pretty well now, which is the one I'm running live. And just looking over at my live screen, I did try and get set up on Windows. I'm having an absolute nightmare with Windows. I was going to try and get the live screen shown so you can see how I'm doing. I'm down to about minus £20 down, which isn't too bad at all. Oh no, sorry, that's minus 23. I'm actually probably about minus 15 because I lost a lot of data. I had to reinstall the BF Bot Manager on this naff little laptop I've got. Because it ran out of space, basically. It's got like a really small hard drive, so I had to uninstall a few things, and then I decided just to reinstall them. When I reinstalled it, I didn't realise you had to save all the bet history and stuff. It automatically does it if you exit out in a safe manner, but because I ran out of space, BF Bot Manager crashed out at one point, so I lost that data, which is a bit of a shame really, but I've still got it all in here in the simulator. So we'll try and get the live laptop up and run at some point. I might actually take the plunge and also purchase like a mini PC. I'm going to check the specs, minimum specs for the BF Bot Manager software. I might just get a mini PC that I just run in the corner of the room 24/7 for a live system, and then I can do all the simulation on the laptop and then just copy the bots or strategies over when I need to. Anyhow, there's the two no exit ones. I'm still toying with going. The reason I'm doing so well at the moment is like all the games last night, like there was some South American sort of World Cup, like Brazil, Paraguay, that kind of stuff going on last night, and there wasn't one draw between a lot of them that we got on, so in that respect it ends up being I don't know, it's a bit more game of chance that you're sort of getting on those games and there's no draws. You have to kind of go 4 or 5 or 6 games even and get your £2 stake back, and to suffer a loss of between, you know, when you do lose one, you're losing between 6 and sort of £9, anywhere between that number. So it still seems a bit like gambling, so I am looking towards these strategy 3s on here. I've got A, B and C now. The reason they're quite different, well, the reason they're different is I've started them at different times. You can see on strategy 3A, we've had 32 trades, on 3B 28, and on 3C 26, so not a massive difference. But this one at the bottom is lower because I'm getting on less games, so I'll go through why that is. So 3A, I think I'm going to ditch 1A and 2A, even though the numbers are higher there. It's more like, actually it isn't, because 3A is quite high now. That's gone up recently actually. It wasn't that high when I first looked this morning. So if I pull up the market conditions for each one at the same time, you can see the bets. It defaults to the bet screen, the bet list. So there's the bets for that one. You can see I've only done, there's only 4 in here, isn't there? Right, so there we go. So basically I'm getting on a lot less games here on this one, but I'm putting £5 stake in, so you've got to bear in mind that all the strategy 3s where I've got £17 profit, £10 profit and £6 profit, these are all £5 stakes, whereas the strategy 1 and 2 is £2 stakes, but I'm getting on a lot more games. So this first one here, I'm not bothered. So I'll go through the common stuff first. So the common stuff is all the games are making sure that over £30,000 already matched with 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes to go when I'm putting the trades on. Actually they're all 15 minutes before the game starts. I'm making sure there's a mature market in that there's the back book is between 100 and 115%. The layer price, minimum, maximum, the over rounds and under rounds, that is, over rounds are both called there, is 85 to 100 on the layer side, and that just makes sure it's kind of mature on Betfair, so you're not betting on some like naff little game that's got no money in it, or you know, if it's like days before. I mean, we're not trading days before anyway, it's only 15 minutes, so it should sort itself out. Only following football events and where we've got match odds only. I'm trying to see what's different on this one to the one above. So it's just that. So on this first strategy, sorry, I shouldn't have clicked on that. On this first strategy, we're not bothered if there's a favourite in the game. We're just simply putting the trade on. If I go to the selection conditions, you can see we're putting the trade on if the draw price is between 3 and 6. So runner position 3 is the draw, and we're saying is the layer price between 3 and 6. If it is, then we're putting the trade on. We're not bothered if there's a clear favourite in the game or not. We're just making sure that the draw price is low, so our liability is quite low. With strategy 3B, the second one, 3B, we're looking at the favourite being between 1.01 and 1.99. So 1.99 basically means the odds on, the under evens to win the game. So on that one, either the home team can be clear favourites, like if you say Man City at home to say Watford, Man City would be somewhere between 1.01 and 1.99. Sorry for picking on Watford there. I didn't want to say Newcastle for obvious reasons, but it would be exactly the same. Or if Man City were away to Watford, there would still be 1.01 to 1.99, and it wouldn't matter in that instance. However, the third strategy, strategy C, we're looking at where the back price for the runner 1, and runner 1 is the home team, runner 2 is the away team, and runner 3 is the draw. So we're saying where the home team is between 1.01 and 1.99. So this would still then put a trade on Manchester City at home to Watford, but what it wouldn't do, it wouldn't put a trade on Watford versus Manchester City. So you're going to get on less games here, which is obviously why it's a little bit lower. It's not much lower actually, I thought that would be less. I mean, typically you will get more home favourite teams anyway, because once a favourite who was, say, a home favourite under, you know, between sort of 1.8 and 2, probably wouldn't be between 1.8 and 2 if they were playing away. They would be higher, they would be over 2. So that's where it would come into play at that point. And these are just tests I'm doing to see which one works best. So if you look along here, you can see that 3A has got a success rate of 91%. So we've won sort of 9.1 out of 10 or 91 out of 100, whichever way you want to look at it, of the trades. 3B's got 89% and 3C's got 88%. And what I plan to do is run this for the remainder of the day, and whichever of these three is the highest percentage, I'm going to actually move into live for when I pay for the software subscription. I'm going to put that in live instead of FLTD01A, which I'm running live at the moment. This one here, because you can see that's only down at 82%, and that's where we're getting like 8 out of 10, 8.2 out of the 10 games are winning, where we're winning with £2 stake, and then the remainder, the other two, are where we're losing, and we're losing the liability. I'll try and show that here if I can. So I'll just close this up. This is the market screen now. So I'll just go up a little bit. I hope you can see this screen, because I've just realised I've changed screen. But it's, I mean, there's an example there at the top. There's a few examples on here, but I'll show you one of these ones. So that one there, that's where we've gone in, we've laid it on. This is actually 2A here, but it doesn't really matter. We've laid it on 2A there, and Spain have won 5-0, so at the end of the game you win your £2. And here's an example of a loss for FLTD01A or 2A. It's, this one's 1A. So there we've laid it at 4.3 before the game, and it ended up a 0-0 draw, so we lose £6.60. So obviously then you have to have 3 to 4 winning trades to actually get that money back. Some of these get quite complicated now. You can't just look for the £2, you have to look for like 4, 6 or 8, because you can see this game here we got on both. Obviously Salford City were the home team here and they were favourites, so we got on with strategy 1 and strategy 2, and that's what's really good about this in simulation mode, is you can actually test everything. So you can see we got on this game twice. We did win it on both occasions there, so we won £4, which is £2 for each bet, because Salford obviously won the game, yeah, they won it 2-1. So we won both of those at the end of the game. Again, if you can look at all of these after the event and see what you've done here. So this is a 3A. So this is where we've put a trade in before the game for £5, and we've come out mid-game, and that's the difference with the strategy 3 is I've got exit strategy. I've got an exit point. So I'll show you that now. And the exit point for all 3 strategies, A, B and C, 3A, 3B and 3C are identical. I've just left them for now until I find out what I'll do when I've decided on an A, B or C, which one I'm going to run with from tomorrow onwards. I'll actually decide on whether I want to tweak these after bet rules. So we'll just have a look at the after bet rules just for 3A. All I'm doing here is, if the hedge price goes below 1.5, I'm exiting out. That means if your draw goes down to 1.5, so imagine if it's 0-0 for the majority of the game and it gets to like the 70th minute, we've laid the draw at about anywhere between say 4 and 6. As the game goes on, 4 will become 3, 3 will become 2, 2 will become lower and lower, and it obviously depends on how the game's going. As long as it's still a draw, or it can actually be one team in the lead by 1 goal, your draw will still won't necessarily drop, but it might do if the underdog's ahead by 1 goal. But what we're saying here is as soon as that gets to a price of 1.5, we'll get out. Now what that does, it limits your loss. You don't lose the whole of your liability by jumping out at the end of the game, like letting the game run till the end and then realising it's a draw and you're losing your whole liability of like between 6 and 9 quid. You're getting out a lot earlier. So typically you can still lose more than your stake, obviously, which is £2 or £5 in our instance. You can still lose more than that, but then we can tweak this number, so you can drop this down and you can say, right, I want to get out at 1.6 when it gets down to that, that'll suffer a lower loss, but it might get out of the game earlier. So what I want to do is I'm going to use 1.5, and I'm going to see when some of these games are coming out. They'll come out at different times, obviously. it'll depend on, you know, it might come out straight away. If it's 1-0 to, like, say, the underdog, and in the 75th or 80th minute the favourite comes back into and gets a goal, that could drop it under 1.5 straight away if there's only a little time left and things like that. So I want to understand that a bit better so we can tweak this number. And then I'm also exiting if we've made some money, and in this case we're hedging if the price goes up by 25%. And I think I've mentioned before, there's probably 2 ways this can happen without analysing individual games, which I will be doing going forward at bottom out these strategies. I want to tweak these numbers anyway, because I think this is the last part of the current puzzle for Lay the Draw until I start jumping on what I want to do when I go live on paying for this system. I want to jump on other strategies and try and get other strategies up and running, at least in simulation mode. But looking at the 25%, there's 2 ways this can happen. The way I see it anyway is if one team scores a goal, it could jump right up, especially if the goal is scored later on, and your profit will go way over. The price will go up by way more than 25%. It could go up by like 50% to 75%, the price, depending on, you know, when it is in the game. I mean, the earlier the goal is, the less it will have an impact on it, but the later the goal is, the more it will have an impact on it. Or it could just creep up there on its own as the draw becomes lower and lower. If there's a goal and the draw price becomes higher and higher, then your price is going to go up by 25% at some point, as long as it's still like one team in the lead. Or, you know, you could get a team going ahead by 1 goal, even the favourite, it might not go up 25%, then it might score a second goal, at which point it might breach the threshold. So it could jump up automatically to something way over 25 and it would cash out, or it could just creep up during the game. Now there's different options to look at under here as well. I appreciate, like, for exiting out if we're losing a profit, we're exiting out if the price goes down by the price ticks, whereas we're getting out on a gain and profit if the price goes up by percentage. So you can look at the price for odds, or you can look at it from actual price, if that makes sense. And again, you can look to see if it goes up or down by a percentage, or you can look at it if it goes up or down by value. So you've got all 3 options really. They're all linked, or you can even look at ticks, if it goes up or down so many ticks. So you could look at like 2 ticks, 5 ticks, and it would always come up then. So we've got like ticks, value, percentage, or price. So you've got like 8 options there, which can all be controlled to use whether you come out or not. And here you can say whether it's and or. So you could, like, say if it goes up by 25% or so many ticks. I'm just keeping it simple for the minute because that could get quite complicated, but it's very, very flexible, very, very powerful on how you can come out. So it's just a case of finding out what's best to set these settings at. Should I be using price for up and down? Should I be using a percentage for up and down? Should I be using a value for up and down? Should I be using ticks for up and down? At the minute I've got 2 different ones ongoing there. I've got price and percentage, so something you need to look at. You can look at things, you can come out seconds after the start time for different strategies and things like that. So it's very powerful. And then you've got these specific sporting ones, which I'm not touching at the moment. I'm just going to go for these general settings at the front here at the start. So all 3 strategies, 3A, 3B and 3C, have got this same setup here. If the price of the draw goes below 1.5, we're coming out for a loss. And then if the price goes up by 25%, so I think that what that'll mean there is if we lay the draw at 4 and it goes up 25%, which will be Here's me maths again, playing out 25%, 50% would be 2, so 1 I think. Does that mean if the price goes up to 5 for the draw, it comes out? I think that's what it means. I need to read the manual and I'll get back to you, but I'm pretty sure 4 would be 25% of 4, which is 1 quarter, isn't it? So if I wanted to wait until it was 6, I could just change that to 50%, or I could go by value and say if the hedge price goes above, say, 6, but that's a set thing. Then if it could go up to 6, you don't want to use that for going up, because it could go up to 6 straight away if you've like went in at 5.8 or something. So that's why I think we're using a percentage here to make sure it goes up 25% of what we laid at, which makes sense because you could lay it anywhere between 3 and 6. Okay, so that's the exit point. So like I say, I'm just going to leave it now for the rest of the day, and I'll report back with another video tomorrow on how we got on with this, and then the DD for the license expiring down here. I'm not expecting to be able to use this after 11 o'clock tonight, and I'll probably sign up for it tomorrow morning, or the following morning. I might take tomorrow off, take stock, and then get going with it on April the 1st, April Fool's Day. What better day? Also the start of the month, so it might be better to actually do that. The more I think about it, the more I think I will do that start on the 1st of April. It's just I've got other things on as well on the 1st of April for like other money making ideas and schemes, but yeah, we'll do that. I think that's it for this video. I'll run through the sorry, I just clicked on the wrong one. I'll run through the markets tomorrow, or the following day. I might even do that tomorrow as a stopgap in between going live, and how this is playing out, because you can see everything updating here, so you can see all the profits, the loss. You've got your running profit and loss up here, which is up to 55 quid with the 58 with these strategies I'm doing. Obviously this is just simulation, but as you come down you can see it's got on this game here. This one's actually cashed out there for a profit of £2.5p. So you can see there it got in, what time was that match kick off? I think that kicked off at 9:05, a popular kickoff time. Brisbane Roar versus Wellington Phoenix. Yeah, obviously Wellington Phoenix were odds on the away team. That's why we got on strategy 3A and not 3B, because remember 3B is only looking at the home team being favourite. But we placed the bet at 10-9, which was 15 minutes before kick-off, and we came out at 10:15, which would have been when we made the profit of £2.5, so that would have been the 25% setting on the price there. You can see that we got in at sort of 3.9, we got out at 6.6, which will be a 25%. Seems a bit more than 25%. That seems more like 25% for the 6.2. Actually, so I think it should be 5 and 4 and 6, unless it's I don't know. I'm going to work that out. That's what I need to work out when these are coming in and going out. Because to me, based on my numbers, that should have been 5, but maybe it is 6. I'll work on that, and I'll try and get an answer for that for another video. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.